These are our symbols. There's something we can see. They stand for values that we believe in America, from sea to shining sea.
The flag, the Liberty Bell, the Statue of Liberty, and the eagle. These are our national symbols. But what is a symbol?
Why, they're like me. I'm a symbol. I'm something you can see. I stand for something that you believe in. Wait. I'm not done.
A symbol is anything that stands for something else. What these things symbolize or stand for are important. And we need to see them every day to remind us about what they stand for. Different nations use different things to represent their beliefs about what's important to them. The maple leaf is an important symbol to the people of Canada. Early Canadian people used the sap for food and the wood from the tree for furniture. On the other side of the world, this special candlestick, called a menorah, is important to the people in the country of Israel. It's used in the practice of their religion, and it has an important place in the history of their people. Symbols can stand for something that's too big to carry around, or something we can't physically touch, like an idea or a belief. These symbols stand for what's important to all the people in the United States. They also stand for something special about our country. These are our national symbols: the flag, Liberty Bell, the Statue of Liberty, and the bald eagle.
Hey, who are you calling bald? I've got all my feathers.
Our first symbol is the flag. The flag symbolizes a lot about our country. There are 13 stripes. These represent the 13 original colonies. These colonies would eventually become the first states in the United States of America. The number of stars on our flag today symbolize or stand for the 50 states that make up the United States of America.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
In the Pledge of Allegiance, we promise to be true to our country. It was written over 100 years ago by Francis Bellamy
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands.
Our country is a republic, and a republic is a country where the people choose others to make laws for them. We choose others by voting for them. The government is for the people.
One nation, under God, indivisible.
And even though we are made up of many states, we are one country under God, and the country cannot be split apart.
With liberty and justice for all.
Our flag has always stood for something we believe in, that there should be liberty, that means freedom, and justice, that means fairness, for each person in the country, no matter what. The colors and designs on our flag tie back to the days when the British ruled the colonies. But the colonies wanted to show that they were united and separate from England, so they began to fly their own flag. This was a flag of 13 stripes, one for each colony. Some people still felt loyal to England, so they combined the Union flag from England and the colonist flag. This flag was called the Continental Colors. It was our unofficial national flag when the Declaration of Independence was signed. On June 14, 1777, when Congress voted on having a flag, they decided that there should be one star and one stripe for each state. The first president of our country, George Washington, described our flag. He said,
"We take the stars from heaven."
The colors of the flag mean something too. The red is for valor. That's like courage. The white is for cleanliness of life and right conduct. When you see a flag flying over a building, you know what country the people in that building are loyal to. People carry flags or banners to show what they belong to. We show our respect in how we handle the flag, not because it's made out of cloth, but because of the people, the history, and the values it represents. The flag has been around a long time, like an old friend. It's even had nicknames through the years.
Old Glory.
It has also been called Stars and Stripes. The Stars and Stripes is the official flag of the United States. When Vermont and Kentucky became states and they were going to add 2 stripes to make 15 stripes, they realized that eventually the flag would have too many stripes. So in 1818, Congress reduced the number of stripes to 13 to represent the original 13 colonies. Only a new star would be added with each new state. And it was a good thing too, because when Hawaii became a state in 1960, the 50th star was added. Can you imagine what our flag would look like with 50 stripes? This is the flag you usually see in front of schools and government buildings today. Long ago, during the War of 1812 between the British and the Americans, a man named Francis Scott Key was on board a British ship just offshore Baltimore, Maryland. The British were trying to capture Fort McHenry on the coast. Francis Scott Key heard gunfire all through the night, but he couldn't tell who was winning the battle. Finally, when the sun came up, in the dawn's early light, he saw our flag still flying over the fort. The Americans had won. Francis Scott Key was so inspired that he wrote our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Today, the flag stands for the people, the government, and the ideas of our country.
Ah, ringy-dingy, did someone ring for me?
This special bell rings for all of us. It's the Liberty Bell. The Liberty Bell was rung on July 8, 1776, to summon everyone to come to Independence Hall in Philadelphia to hear the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence. The bell was originally ordered to celebrate the 50-year anniversary of a special document to the people in Pennsylvania. It was written by William Penn. Religious freedom was very important to William Penn, so the Assembly inscribed this line:
Proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof.
This is from the Bible, and it means that every time the bell rings, it is announcing our freedoms to everyone who hears it ring. When they were first testing the bell, it cracked. 2 Philadelphia men, John Pass and John Stowe, were given the cracked bell to melt down and recast. They added more copper. But then it didn't sound right, so they broke it up and recast it again. They tried to fix the crack twice, but later the crack appeared again. Still, it was sturdy enough to ring from the bell tower in Independence Hall over many years. During the Revolutionary War, they took the bell down and hid it so the British wouldn't melt it into cannonballs. After the war, it summoned the government representatives to meet when Philadelphia was the capital. It called people out to vote, and it rang out to celebrate Washington's birthday and the 4th of July. Later, the Liberty Bell was taken to cities throughout our country to proclaim liberty. It stands for America's independence. Some cities have even made copies of it, so freedom can ring in their state. The last time it was rung loud was on Washington's birthday in 1846. That day, the crack got larger, and the bell was no longer safe to ring. Today, it's displayed in the Liberty Bell Pavilion in Philadelphia. Still, every year on the 4th of July, the bell is tapped, and thousands of bells across the country are rung to celebrate our freedom.
Yikes, my ears are ringing. Are you going to talk about me yet? Is it my turn, my turn, my turn?
No, I've got somebody bigger to talk about.
Whoa!
This is the Statue of Liberty. She was the biggest birthday present the United States got for their 100th birthday. If you are 4 feet 6 inches tall, you are the same size as the Statue of Liberty's nose. This lady is dressed in long flowing robes, and in her hands is a tablet. The date, July 4, 1776, is inscribed on the tablet to symbolize the Declaration of Independence. The Statue of Liberty stands on Liberty Island in New York Harbor. From the ground to the tip of her torch is over 305 feet. She's facing away from land, out to the Atlantic Ocean. Many of the people who came to the United States from that direction came with the hope of finding freedom and a better life. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Send these, the homeless, the tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. She is a symbol of their hope for freedom. On the other side of the Atlantic Ocean is the country of France. France helped us fight the war for our independence. And France is the country that gave us the Statue of Liberty as a gift of friendship in honor of 100 years of freedom. The French people themselves gave the money to build this extraordinary gift. So the Statue of Liberty is a symbol of both friendship and liberty. She was difficult to build. Her body would be over 15 stories high. So the artist built her in pieces. She took a long time to build and move to the United States, but she finally arrived in New York Harbor October 26, 1886. Since then, millions of people have visited her. She has been one of the first sights new people moving into the United States have seen. 1986 was the year of her 100th birthday. To celebrate, many people donated money to do the work needed to restore her and make her beautiful again.
Last, but certainly not least, there's me. I'm a symbol. I'm something you can see. I stand for something that you believe. I'm American from sea to shining sea.
The eagle stands for freedom and power. It has been our national bird for over 200 years. It was placed on the Great Seal of our country in 1782. The American bald eagle is a large, strong bird. Its huge wings allow it to fly high and free above the land. Its wings can be 6 to 8 feet wide. They are one of the largest birds in North America. From hundreds of feet in the air, the eagle can see movement. They see very well. Maybe you've heard people say that someone who sees well has eagle eyes. We talk about eagles a lot in books. We see eagles in art and architecture or buildings. The eagle image is used a lot in folk stories that inspire people to be strong and last through difficulties. Eagles can be found in other parts of the world, but the North American bald eagle is only found in North America. That's why the first American leaders chose the bald eagle as our symbol. But not everyone wanted the bald eagle as the national bird. Benjamin Franklin had suggested the wild turkey. Benjamin Franklin felt that the wild turkey was a clever bird, wise and honorable. Also, the wild turkey was an important food for the early settlers. But other statesmen felt that the image of the eagle was strong and would be excellent. So in 1782, the North American bald eagle became the national bird. We almost lost this precious bird, too, because of damage to the places they live and lay eggs, their habitat. But people realized their mistakes, and now the eagles have a safe place to raise young. In fact, the numbers of eagles are increasing. The eagle is an important symbol we wouldn't want to lose.
I should hope not.
One nation made of many states.
The flag.
American independence,
The Liberty Bell.
friendship and liberty,
The Statue of Liberty.
and freedom and power.
The Eagle. Forever in peace may you reign. You'll be in the land I love, the home of the free and the brave.
The flag symbolizes a lot about our country. There are 13 stripes. These represent the 13 original colonies. These colonies would eventually become the first states in the United States of America. The number of stars on our flag today symbolize or stand for the 50 states that make up the United States of America.
I pledge allegiance.
Why, they're like me. I'm a symbol. I'm something you can see. I stand for something that you believe in. Wait. I'm not done.
A symbol is anything that stands for something else. What these things symbolize or stand for are important. And we need to see them every day to remind us about what they stand for. Different nations use different things to represent their beliefs about what's important to them. Or a belief. These symbols stand for what's important to all the people in the United States. They also stand for something special about our country. These are our national symbols: the flag, Liberty Bell, the Statue of Liberty, and the bald eagle.
Hey, who are you calling bald? I've got all my feathers.
Our first symbol is the flag.
You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and
These are our symbols. There's something we can see. They stand for values that we believe in America, from sea to shining sea.
The flag, the Liberty Bell, the Statue of Liberty, and the eagle. These are our national symbols. But what is a simple leaf is an important symbol to the people of Canada. Early Canadian people used the sap for food and the wood from the tree for furniture. On the other side of the world, this special candlestick, called a menorah, is important to the people in the country of Israel. It's used in the practice of their religion, and it has an important place in the history of their people. Symbols can stand for something that's too big to carry around, or something we can't physically touch, like an idea